The content of this show is intended for beauty professionals and service providers. It contains industry info that clients might not want to hear, especially when it is about clients who behave badly. Pour yourself a cocktail and enjoy. Today's episode, I am interviewing a friend of mine who has insight into the beauty and wellness businesses. She is an established certified health coach, yoga and meditation teacher, and an esthetician who believes that anyone can learn to practice tools to live a healthier, happier, and more balanced life from the inside out. She has a YouTube channel with some yoga and meditations, and she's also a published author. You can find her book on Amazon. It's called How to Stress Less and Find Peace in Everyday Life. I love talking to Erin. She is the most calm, cool, and collected person that you could meet, and she is always willing to have a helping hand and provide some insight from a different perspective. So I hope you enjoy these 3 questions with Erin. Put my flag there. Okay, Erin,
Adrienne,
welcome
thank you
to our little podcast. So you've been in the beauty industry, customer service industry for how many years?
Almost 25.
Oh wow, almost 25.
Yeah, you count customer service. So.
Yeah. So your experience in the beauty business and your experience in the yoga business, because being a solo owner is kind of what this podcast is geared towards. So that's what we want to focus on. You're not doing yoga out and about anymore for anyone?
Not right now.
Not right now.
No. I'm working on a new online program.
Okay.
But
it's challenging.
It's challenging. Yeah, I don't know. I have ideas. I'm not sure where to go with it. So
Gotcha.
It's kind of a work in progress.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that market is so oversaturated.
Well, that's the thing is, one of the things, whether it's beauty or yoga or self-help or self-care, there's so many. First of all, who do you believe?
Yep.
And, who aligns with what you're looking for. It's hard to get that personal service when you're on a platform.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And who's being real?
Yeah, because I recently was on another platform listening to somebody who does something like this podcast, but they have, their courses that they're selling, and it was almost like they were bragging about how great everything they could do for you was. And I'm like, well, where's the people behind you saying that you're so great?
Mm-hmm.
And that you really know what you're talking about? It's rough because it is an oversaturated market.
Yes. Yeah, and if you're the one standing on the mountain screaming how great you are, that really says something.
That really does say something. Yeah, the reputation precedes you.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you have a preference when you were in the beauty business versus the yoga business?
I think I didn't fit in with the beauty industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just being more natural, not wearing a lot of makeup. Sales is just not my thing. I think products should sell themselves. I think you need to talk about it, educate people.
Yeah.
But if I didn't carry a product that I thought somebody needed, I had no problem telling them where to go to get the product. That would be better for them.
Right.
And that's really frowned upon.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I never believed in selling somebody something just to sell something.
Right. The quota image of being in this business when you're working for other people. Yeah. I always encourage the solo salon people who don't carry retail that even though we're competing with Amazon and Ulta, you should still have a bottle of what you use for an impulsive client that needs it to sell. And you don't sell it, you have a backup to use. Because that's my other pet peeve about being solo salon owners, is when they're like, oh, well, I'm out of this and I'm out of that. How do you not know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
You know. So back yourself up, but at the same time have it for a client.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, I think that's something that's super important, is to have, like, you have a lot of different things,
Mm-hmm.
But it's not oversaturating and it's not overwhelming to look at.
Right. And each of them I use in some form of service.
Yeah.
So it's not like somebody couldn't try it before they bought it.
Right.
Which I think is important in this business too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. How many things have I bought because you use it on me and I'm like, I love this.
Right.
I must have this. So I buy it from you because it's right here.
Exactly.
And I want to support you.
Yeah. So why wait? Why wait for it to come from Amazon and it might not even be a legit thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is the other problem.
Oh my gosh, that kills me.
Yeah. All the fakes.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into your 3 questions, which I know the first one is difficult because you have been in various stages of different businesses. So what moment did you feel you had reached a level of success in business? Or did you feel you even reached like your peak, whether it was yoga or being an esthetician?
I think with yoga, when I could maintain decent sized classes or full classes,
Mm-hmm.
Consistently,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a following, I think that, as far as the books go, that's hitting a level of success.
Yeah.
I always viewed success differently, though. I always viewed it as more of the connections with people, the relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had 10 people in a class, but I had really strong relationships with them, to me that was better than having 20 people that I didn't really know, just kind of breezing in and out. So I think, earlier, when I was first starting, and the same thing with aesthetics, when my book got filled,
You're like, yes, I'm
like,
busy.
Yes, yay.
And then at the same time you're crying, I'm so busy.
Yeah, finding that balance.
Yeah.
But retaining your clients.
Mm-hmm.
I think once in both industries, I think once I retained consistency of clients, and had those relationships and had that loyalty and knew when their birthday was and knew what was going on in their life and just was with them through stages of life, I think that to me that's success to me.
Yeah, having that personal connection. Yeah. I mean, success is different for everybody. And some people, even though, like, I interviewed somebody who has a large platform and does seem very successful, but she even felt that she had not reached success yet. So from an outsider looking in, like, I would say, oh, they're so successful. They're busy all the time. They're here, they're there. But you don't always feel like you've hit success.
Yeah. And she might have a bigger goal.
Right.
I think my goal has always been just to help people in
Mm-hmm.
whatever I was doing. If I'm helping people, then I'm successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you make a difference in one person.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
So was there, in your industries, because the beauty business and the self-care business is so similar
Mm-hmm.
in so many ways,
Mm-hmm.
good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any specific thing in those industries that you thought was a common problem?
Yeah.
From our experience
Yes.
together.
Yes. and I think people, I think people would be surprised how similar the industries are in a lot of ways. It can be very superficial.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of toxicity.
Yes.
I think that's what surprised me the most. I was not mentally prepared for the level of toxicity
Mm-hmm.
in the beauty industry.
Yeah, how fake it
Yeah,
can be.
how
Yeah.
fake. I thought that if my skin looked beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
that that was a good thing. That if I didn't need a lot of makeup, that
Right.
that would be a good thing. Um, but then I was kind of belittled for that,
Right.
of being too natural. I'm like, but if people see I don't
But that's
need makeup because I'm not hiding my skin, that shows that I take good care of my skin, which means I know what I'm doing.
right. And I think, that makeup is just hiding all the insecurity and all the flaws, but this trend lately of the celebrities taking no makeup selfies.
Oh, that's such BS.
And sometimes I'm like, whoa. Wow.
Yeah. The no makeup look.
The no makeup look, or the airbrushed no makeup pictures, or there have some that have been kind of raw, and I'm like, you're very brave for showing all of that in People magazine or wherever it's posted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, wow, I wonder what their skincare routine is, because yeah, I mean, just like nails, hair color, it should be an enhancement of your natural beauty, but there's a lot of the fake
Hiding.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people make a lot of great money looking fake, but at the end of the day, it only lasts for so long.
I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy
Yeah.
to do that. I don't have the time.
Yeah, the time and the expense.
I don't want to take that time. I'd rather do something else. That's, I don't know. I enjoy doing more than hiding myself. I don't know. And I think just, like you said, being you and being okay with being you, not trying to change your face shape and your eye shape and
right.
Using. I know multiple people that use face tape.
Really?
That looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And they hide it with their hair. I'm like, but what happens if it like snaps off?
Right. Or you have a busy morning and you don't have time.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh, she looks tired."
Yeah, what's wrong? What's wrong with you?
Are you feeling okay? I hate that. How are you feeling? And I'm like, I didn't do eyeshadow today. I'm sorry. It does make my face look completely different.
I know I look tired. I don't have my concealer
Right.
on.
I've been tired for 15 years.
I'm a mother, okay? That's all I have to say.
Exactly. So yeah, the fakeness of it and the toxicity, I have to agree. And it's one of those things that people in the beauty industry coming in now are not prepared for, because I think with all the social media, it's just escalated.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because there was no social media when we
started. Yeah.
So there's good and there's bad, right? I mean, you can look at certain things for inspiration and to learn, like we used to use magazines for.
Right.
Different looks and things for fun, but not, there's the unrealistic now.
Right.
And I think people coming into the industry now, I think they're fighting against this unrealistic image.
Right.
That they're never going to be able to attain because it's not real. But they don't realize that it's not real.
Right. One of the other people I interviewed, she was saying when she got out of school, it took her 3 hours to do pedicures. And you just kind of learn along the way. And now when I go into the professional pages, these girls are like ready to throw in the towel and crying because their owners are like, why can't you do this pedicure in an hour? Well, teach them.
Yeah.
Train them. Show them how to do it. You went through beauty school. I went through beauty school. We both know we got out and didn't know what the heck we were doing.
That is like the starting point. But you don't realize that that's the starting point because nobody tells you that.
Nobody tells you that. And these Instagram nails that are photoshopped and airbrushed and taken with all these filters. And they're like, well, I did this in an hour and a half. And I'm looking at it going, that would take me 4 hours. There's no way you did an hour and a half.
Right.
I wonder what it really looks like.
Right. Oh, yeah,
For sure. So, speaking of new beauty pros, anyone coming fresh out of school or fresh into the industry, do you have any advice for them?
I think the number one thing is be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Not because of the idea of, oh, you can be yourself because everybody else is taken. I think just be yourself, because if you're a phony,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna catch up with you. If it's an act, you can only hold up an act for so long. But I think if you're genuinely yourself,
Mm-hmm.
good, bad, and indifferent, people will respond to that authenticity.
Right.
Being a human who makes mistakes and has bad days and has good days, I think is normal.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you should ever make your time with a client about you,
Right.
but, being relatable, being real
Yeah.
with people, I think that's a gift that you don't realize until, you're in the field for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize that, you have relationships with people because you know each other.
Right.
I can share numerous stories from the yoga industry. Obviously, I've been in that longer, of teachers that are one way on the mat in front of the class and a totally different person
Behind, yeah.
outside. And when you see them outside of the yoga room, and you realize that there's somebody totally different, it's shocking, and it makes you feel like you're lied to.
Right.
And then you don't trust them anymore, and then you're not going to go back to them.
Yeah. I think a lot of people need to have a little slice of humble pie, if you will, and just realize that they don't know what people are going through outside of their little bubble.
Yeah.
Whether you're the one providing the service or whether you're the one coming in for the service.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of client shaming that goes on social media.
So much.
And I always just think, as a client, would I continue to go to that person after they've posted all these videos about how bad their clients are? I wouldn't want to go back there.
And I think,
it's one thing to set boundaries, but it's another thing to literally do a video making fun of clients.
Yeah, I think that's such poor taste.
Yeah, it's so tacky.
Obviously, I don't have a huge following on social media just because I don't put in the time.
Right.
And I don't say this as a bad thing, but I just really don't care.
Right.
That's just not where my focus is.
It's a relationship business,
yeah.
And so you need people in your community.
Yeah.
To come in versus people from other states watching what you're doing.
Right.
On social media.
Right. And I think it's when you're on social media and you're talking smack about somebody, even if you're not saying their name, but if you're telling a story that person sees it, they're going to know.
Yeah, who
you're
it is.
You're talking about them. And I can tell you from having experiences in person where I've left some place, but I'm actually not that far out the door, and somebody has said something unkind. It's hurtful, and I wouldn't go back to that person. And it's
yeah,
I think it's worse if something's on social media. And I think people don't think about the other person seeing it.
Right.
It's just easy to shoot your mouth off and forget that there's another person on the other side of that.
Right.
And whether that person ever sees it, you don't know, but
yeah,
it's going to affect other people.
It's just like the toxic comments, like the people that just troll people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't understand it. Like,
yeah.
what do you, especially if they've never met you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have against this person? Why are you insecure about whatever they're talking about?
Right.
So
when I first started my YouTube page, and kind of promoting it when COVID first hit, and I really just did it for my clients that could no longer physically come to classes, and
Right.
everything had shifted online, and they weren't, instead of paying to take classes with me, they just weren't showing up. So I was like, well, let me try YouTube, and I already had a channel. I just literally had nothing on it.
Right.
So I started posting stuff on that, and the first video that I had posted, some stranger man went on and made a really just gross sexual comment
Nice.
about my yoga for stress management class, which is like a super peaceful, just very
Right.
loving, gentle class. And I turned off the comments.
Yeah.
Because I was like, number one, it's not that I don't want feedback. I don't want that kind of feedback.
Right.
And I wouldn't want my mother reading that comment, or
Right.
my daughter reading that comment, or
Right.
that why.
Yeah.
And there's
I
going
know.
to be those people,
Oh yeah.
I
I don't do much on TikTok anymore because I think people really troll a lot more on TikTok
I've
than
heard
anything
that.
else. But my favorite comment, and it's on every video I've ever shown my face, is, "Why do you look like such a Karen?" And I'm like,
Are you
what does a Karen?
serious?
Yeah, what does a Karen? Is it because I'm white, middle-aged, overweight with blonde hair? I'm like, what does a
Okay.
Karen look like?
Okay, you're not overweight. I mean, yes, you are white. You do have blonde hair, and we are middle-aged.
We are middle-aged,
I hate
yeah.
to say that, but we are.
But it just makes me laugh every time, and I'm just like, haha. So that's all I comment back, and I'm like, what is your problem? I'm trying to educate.
But you're a Karen.
But I'm a Karen because you didn't listen to the words coming out of my mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
It cracks me up. My kids think it's hilarious.
Yeah. My cousin's name is Karen, but it's spelled with a C. And,
Right.
she always says, why Karen?
I have no
Why?
idea.
Like, where did this start from?
Karen and Kevin's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, but
I know back in the day, this shows how old I am. The name Becky.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
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 They all
it's
have their
true.
connotations, and you're like, why Becky?
I don't know.
Why not Jennifer? We had a million Jennifers.
It's true.
It's true.
And I'm sure there was something else before that. and
I'm sure.
There's always been something.
So crazy. Well, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I
I'm
loved
glad
it.
you could come in and talk a little bit about, our ugly beauty business that we got going on here. But yeah, sharing experiences and trying to emphasize to people, you've got to talk to people one-on-one.
Yeah. And make the
make that
connections.
relationship super huge.
Yeah. And if you invest in people,
Yeah.
people will invest in you.
Absolutely.
And I know you asked about the elevator pitch.
Yes. Do you have I know you're not in the business at the moment,
Right.
but did you have an elevator pitch?
No,
Okay.
but I did want to share a piece of advice.
Okay.
Talk to people.
Yes.
Just talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Your checkout person at the grocery store.
Mhm.
Just random people. Just talk to people, because it's amazing when you actually connect to a person
Mm-hmm.
and just start chatting. You might be surprised that they'll end up being a client
Yeah.
just by simply being yourself and talking to them.
Yeah. And being genuine.
Being genuine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just be real.
Perfect. Thanks, Erin.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending time with me today at the Solo Salon Owner podcast. This content is for continuing education purposes, and I do recommend any financial decisions or legal decisions should be consulted with the proper professionals. If you'd like to leave me a voicemail, you can at the link below, or you can contact me and get a free consultation at solosalonowner.com or follow me on Instagram at solosalonowner. Please rate and leave a 5-star review on Spotify or Google Podcasts. I look forward to talking with you soon.